Coming up on OU Nightly. Norman locals meet in protest against the Turnpike extension. How homeowners are reacting. President Donald Trump issues a proclamation that could affect international employees. How this impacts OU. And students react to John Mateer's hand injury. What they have to say about the team's future. This is OU Nightly.
Breaking news just into our newsroom. State Superintendent Ryan Walters may resign. Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Bryn Mead.
And I'm Clay Webster. Information is limited, but here's what we know. Fox 25 is reporting sources close to them say Superintendent Ryan Walters plans to resign this Friday. But other outlets are reporting that Walters is just considering a resignation.
They say Walters plans to take a position in the private sector. Governor Kevin Stitt is expected to appoint a replacement if he resigns.
And it's a beautiful day outside today. Rachel, are these nice temperatures going to continue through the week?
Yeah, Bryn, Clay, unfortunately we are well into September, but we do not have any sweater weather around here in Norman. Current temperatures right now, 81 degrees here in Norman, 79 in Oklahoma City, 82 in Lawton. So we're sitting nice with these 80s and 70s, but we're going to warm up again this weekend. I feel like a broken record telling the same story every single week that we're going to have a warm up during the weekend. But coming up, we're going to talk about that warm up on the way, our allergy check-in, and then a weak cold front. So we could have some relief with that when we come back.
Thanks, Rachel. On Friday, a proclamation by President Trump would require a new one-time $100,000 sponsor fee on employers. That's if they want highly skilled employees from abroad with an H-1B visa. OU Nightly's Emma McAndrews has how this could affect higher education. Emma.
Bryn, President Trump's plan could send shockwaves through universities like OU who hire hundreds of international talent. In an email to OU Nightly, Faculty Senate Chair Sarah Robbins says there's still very limited information on the impact, and while these issues have been discussed, there are no meaningful details yet. The H-1B program is what allows colleges, universities, and businesses to temporarily hire professors, researchers, and employees from around the world in specialty occupations. According to myvisajobs.com, OU filed 89 H-1B petitions just this year, and during the fiscal years of 2022 to 2024, OU filed 289 H-1B visas. Before the proclamation, an H-1B usually ranged from $2,000 to $5,000. Now, employers are facing that $100,000 charge. For now, the OU Provost Office says they are aware and reviewing it to assess any potential implications. Bryn, Clay.
Thanks, Emma. OU fans were shocked to hear that QB1 John Mateer injured his hand in the Auburn game and is unable to play for an unknown amount of time. Michael Thompson spoke to students on their thoughts about the news and the team's future. Michael.
Sooner fans' hearts shattered yesterday after it was announced that quarterback John Mateer broke his thumb during the Auburn game. Now, fans were on cloud nine after the huge win last weekend, but students on this campus have come crashing right back down with a dose of Sooner sadness.
I was in class, and one of my buddies called, and he never calls me, so I thought he was, like, in some sort of stressful situation. He was like, dude, John Mateer got hurt. And I was like, I thought he was pranking me.
I was at Walmart, but I fell straight to my knees whenever I found out the news. I was crying every single second I saw of what happened. I just went straight to my knees, started crying.
It was 3:29. I remember because I was just looking at the clock. I was at work at the band library, and the girl that I work with, her name is Alexa Diaz, lovely person. She turns to me and she goes, John Mateer injured, needs surgery. And I go, you're kidding. Like, this is a joke, right?
Sooner fans are no stranger to quarterback changes, especially with Michael Hawkins Jr., but the question is, do fans have faith in him after what they saw last year?
I support my Sooners relentlessly. I think that if he thinks he can do it, I think he can do it.
I actually have confidence in him. I think he's a better player than people think. He can really run, and I've faith in our OC, Arbuckle. I think he can scheme some stuff up for Texas.
I believe in Michael Hawkins Jr. You know, with this Ben Arbuckle offense, I think I think we can really get some plays moving.
Well, luckily for Sooner fans, it is a bye week, and Mateer will have surgery today, so there will be plenty of time for him to recover while OU cooks up a new game plan for Michael Hawkins Jr. Reporting live outside Owen Field, Michael Thompson, back to you.
Thanks, Michael. Law enforcement is currently searching a building tied to a Dallas ICE shooting. Elle Gedman has that and the rest of today's national and international headlines from the News Center.
Dallas Immigration and Customs Enforcement Field Office has an act of targeted violence tonight. One detainee was killed and 2 others injured in the shooting early this morning. The FBI says the shooter had written anti-ICE messages on the shell casings. Joshua John was identified as the shooter by law enforcement. KOCO is reporting that he is connected to a property near Durant, Oklahoma. John died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound at the scene. And 3 students are recovering tonight after being stabbed at a Pittsburgh high school. A school spokesperson says a student at Carrick High School used a small knife in the attack. 2 of the students were taken to the hospital. They're being treated for stab wounds to the stomach. The student responsible is in custody. And President Donald Trump is threatening to sue ABC over the return of the Jimmy Kimmel Show. Trump says the network should have let the late-night host rot after his comments about Charlie Kirk. The president called the network a, quote, bunch of true losers. Trump sued ABC in early 2024 for defamation, resulting in a $15 million settlement. And Reuters reporting that tomorrow President Trump plans to sign a deal that will solidify the sale of TikTok to the U.S.-based owners. Bryn, Clay.
Thanks, Elle. NASA plans on reinventing the moon landing and possibly even making history by sending a crew to Mars. We will have more on when these missions blast off.
And back here on Earth, across the state in Sallisaw, wind gusts ripped apart a hospital roof. See how this impacted the community after the break. With the recent announcement of the expansion of the Southern Turnpike extension, locals are meeting in protest against it. Kiriana Gamboa is live in Norman at the Pike Off OTA rally. She says she spoke with some residents who are going to be affected. Kiriana?
Bryn, Clay, I'm here at Norman North High School where Pike Off OTA is here meeting with the public in protest to the South Extension Turnpike that was recently announced yesterday by the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority. Now you can already see people gathering here to listen to multiple speakers that include the mayor of Norman, council member No Fire, and other state leaders. But earlier today I got to speak with some homeowners who are going to be directly impacted.
God has protected me for so long. I survived a tornado. I will not
Welcome back to OU Nightly. We're so glad to have you here on this Thursday afternoon and the first Thursday of the semester here at OU Nightly. Well, it's also the first Thursday of fall that we've seen this week. And right now on Weather Center Cam, doesn't really look like fall from all of the green we are seeing right now. Our temperatures don't look quite like it either. 81 degrees here in Norman. We're going to have a little bit more of a warm up going on later on this weekend. But right now we'll enjoy those 80s. Unfortunately, with this spring-like weather, we've got spring-like allergies that come along with it. Looking at these allergy report right now, we are sitting very high for our ragweed count. Oklahoma is actually the highest in the nation for the pollen count on that ragweed. And then the rest of our allergies, they're not sitting very pretty either. Everything above low, so if you're coughing and sniffling, this is definitely why. And something to keep in mind whenever you go out tonight and enjoy those nice 80-degree temperatures as we go into this evening. Those temperatures, though, we're going to continue to stay hot going into next week. We'll be above average here in Oklahoma, along with most of the country. So a lot of the area is feeling these above average temperatures. It's going to continue throughout this weekend. And unfortunately, we're not going to have a lot of relief in terms of rain either. Here at Oklahoma, we're going to sit below average. For this last week, we are in a little bit of a drought. It's a lower side of the drought, but we are seeing it in the drought. It will update tomorrow. So we'll get an update on whether or not we are still in that drought. But as of right now, we're not going to see any relief for that one either going into the next week. But we'll time this out for you. Here's that next warm up. You see that cold front that we saw, it pushed through southeast. We're going to stay with some nice temperatures for the next couple of days, but then that warm up, we're going to be sitting between two high pressure systems, and that's what's going to give us that warm weather going into this weekend. But the good news is we're in a bye week, so we won't have any home game to deal with these warmer temperatures, but something to keep in mind as you go into this weekend. Right now, current temperatures though here in Norman, 81 degrees, 79 in Oklahoma City, 65 out in Elk City. So they're enjoying some 60-degree temperatures out in western parts of the state. But tonight, we're going to cool down a little bit, 60 degrees here in Norman, some 40s out in the Panhandle, so it's definitely cooling out down there. But looking at our highs for Thursday, we're going to warm up just a little bit. We're going to enjoy those 80-degree temperatures for just a little bit longer before we get that warm up for this weekend. But then again, we're going to see some close to 90-degree temperatures. I don't know that we'll exactly reach those 90s, but we could get there. Look at these 7-day temperatures or 7-day forecast and look at those 80-degree temperatures again. Still, a lot of 80s, doesn't really feel like fall. I know that we're well into fall now, well into September, but unfortunately, definitely not feeling like it here.
No, not at all. It's that time of year where you put on a long sleeve shirt in the morning and by the middle of the day you're rolling your sleeves up.
That's what I did today. I had a sweater on this morning and now here I am. So
I totally feel you. Well, I feel like with these warmer temperatures, it's just about time for us to start up some social activities again. And I think OU students would agree with me because they're currently petitioning to restore traditions and social activities to Greek life on campus. This comes after recent restrictions placed on Greek life under new leadership from fraternity and sorority programs. The petition requests that Greek life leadership revise current restrictions on social activities, engage in open dialogue before implementing policies, and provide transparency around reasons for these changes. In sports, some hopeful Sooners are looking to make their return to Owen Field.
Speaking of Owen Field, the Sooners will have fresh faces coming into Norman.
Yeah, guys, and why is a Los Angeles doctor becoming a star player in Norman? Speaking of stars, watch out as another Sooner player is up for an award. Get ready for a complete Sooner shutdown next in sports. Hello, I'm Dalton Davis, and it's time for sports. Heisman frontrunner John Mateer has been ruled out for 3 or more weeks via Sooner Scoop. He suffered a right hand injury in the first quarter of the Auburn game. Mateer is getting surgery today in hopes of making a speedy recovery. Who is doing that surgery is one Dr. Stephen Shin. Dr. Shin is considered one of the country's leading hand and wrist surgeons according to ESPN. He has worked on some notable names like Drew Brees, Stephen Curry, and Oklahoma Thunder's own Jalen Williams. On the SEC Coaches Teleconference, Brent Venables has confirmed that cornerback Eli Bowen and wide receiver Javonte Gibson have returned to practice and are in line to make their season debuts against Kent State. Eli Bowen is coming off a foot issue. He was named to the freshman All-American team. Javonte Gibson is returning from a broken leg, but Gibson is a transfer from Arkansas Pine Bluff, where he totaled 1,215 yards, 70 receptions, and 9 touchdowns. OU linebacker Owen Heineke continues to make a name for himself as he now moves up to a semifinalist for the William V. Campbell Trophy, which is awarded to the best scholar athlete. Heineke has received his bachelor's degree and is now pursuing his master's. He also has 14 tackles and 1 sack on the year. The SEC released the conference schedule for the next 4 seasons. In 2026, OU will play Mississippi State for the first time. In 2027, they will face Vanderbilt after a 50-year drought. The following year, the Sooners will have their second matchup against Georgia. And in 2029 will mark the 100th Red River rivalry. The Sooners are guaranteed to play Texas, Missouri, and Ole Miss, who are considered to be Oklahoma's rivals, but Ole Miss head coach Lane Kiffin says otherwise. He says that this move to play every year as rivals doesn't make any sense at all. Enough of football, let's talk about diamonds in the rough. I'm talking about Cade Horton on the diamond. The former Sooner and pitcher is the NL Rookie of the Year frontrunner. He is posting a 2.67 ERA and has a 1.08 whip. However, last night he exited the 3rd inning with back tightness. Clay, Bryn.
Thanks, Dalton. Well, without a football game this weekend, Norman is hosting a family fun event in Legacy Park.
Find out a fun way to spend your bye-week weekend celebrating some fluttery friends.
I'm Megan Howarth at the OU Nightly Update Desk. Norman City Councilwoman Bree Montoya abruptly resigned at last night's City Council meeting. She had been under fire for some comments made on Facebook in which she told someone they should commit suicide. Montoya posted an apology on her social media platform Sunday night, saying her comments were completely out of line. Bryn, Clay, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Megan. And on Sunday, the 5th annual Monarchs in the Park Festival will be held in Norman. In Legacy Park, there will be vendors, food trucks, games, crafts, and a special pollinator parade.
The first Monarchs in the Park was held in 2019. For more information on the event, visit the City of Norman's Facebook page.
Yeah, well, this weekend it's going to be really warm, so it'd be a great time to go and visit our fluttery friends, like Clay called it.
Yeah.
So we have a bye week this week, so definitely a time to get out there and take a look at the nice weather we're having. Take a look at the 7-day forecast, though, that we're looking at. A lot of 80-degree temperatures that we're seeing for the week. Possibly a weak cold front on Monday and Tuesday that could give us a little bit of relief. Some cloud cover, so if you're looking forward to breaking out a sweater, definitely the time to do it early in the morning for Monday and Tuesday. But then, like we mentioned earlier, we'll definitely switch over to a short sleeve shirt for the rest of your week because we have more spring-like temperatures looking into your 7-day, as well as those spring-like allergies. So if you're coughing, sniffling, anything like that, definitely take care of yourself. It's going to continue throughout the rest of the week because we are warm and we won't have much rain.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for watching OU Nightly. I'm Bryn Mead.
And I'm Clay Webster. Be sure to watch OU Nightly live weekdays at 4:30. Good night.